back to our Dungeons and Dragons stream. It has been a couple of weeks since our last session. However, we are all back with a full party. And I'm going to hope that my internet stays on life support. So, my lovely players, it has been a while, and we may have some new people. We may not. I would like you all to introduce yourselves, and I'm going to be a little bit aggressive today and start with Yuka. Sunny K, who are you? What are you playing?
Hello. Hello, my name is Sunny K. I am playing as Yuka, who is the half-elf druid, steward of the woods, of the Lord Bestial and the Lady Verdant. She is currently very shocked to be in where we find ourselves now, which is the Feywild. So she has done what any, reasonable adult woman would do, which is wild-shaped herself into the form of a melanistic, black-footed cat, climbed up her colleague's shoulder and into his bag, and has shrunk herself into the corner with her eyes blown wide.
Yeah.
Naturally.
As you do.
Yeah. It's what anyone would do, really.
Truly, it is what anyone would do. So, Sunny K. Feather, who are you and what are you playing today?
Hello, I'm Feather. I'm playing Throgyn, who unfortunately can't wild shape into a scared cat, so I'm not doing that, unfortunately. I am instead a dwarf, currently in the shape of a bird, for no particular reason at all. Nothing to do with any shady business, just all honest work. I am walking through the Feywild with my comrades, trying to not get my soul stolen. Yeah, I feel kind of among my people with these scammers, but
that is fair.
That's neither here nor there. Yeah.
Incredible. May, who are you and what are you playing?
Yep. Hello, I am May. I play my lovely half-orc pig, who is... Am I gonna sneeze? Am I gonna sneeze? Am I gonna sneeze? No! My half-orc pig, who is a cleric of the academic variety. And he's like... He really wants there to be some way to distinguish between various types of purple magic, because that's what we've encountered in too many forms, probably. He still doesn't know. And yeah, with the fact that there is now, would you say like, I don't know, 10, 15-pound cat in his bag?
Yeah, probably about that much.
Yeah, maybe
5 to 7. It's one of the smallest cat. It's one of the smallest cat species on Earth.
Okay, 5 to 7.
Yeah,
it might be on the brink there, but Pig might not be over encumbered with the additional cat.
Understood. One cat's worth of encumberment. I see.
One cat.
So worth it.
And Rose, who are you and what are you playing?
I'm Rose. I play Chamomile, the changeling who usually looks like a tiefling. Currently green skinned because they still haven't fixed that. They're home in the Feywild. Their ADHD is finally not trying to create distractions. There's enough surrounding them to actually pay attention to shit. So that's great. I think Cam's about to go find Grandpa because he always knows everything.
He might know where the library is. This is fair.
Oh yeah, and trying to keep souls from not being stolen. We don't steal. That's very rude. But from being like accidentally sold or acquired.
Given away, really.
Yeah, really. Gotta be careful.
Then, with that lovely round of introductions, I'm going to give the disclaimer that I like to give, that I do not look at chat while I DM because I like to focus on my players. Please do chat and engage with yourselves, and I will check up on things during the break if anything happens. Now, my lovely players, I have to do one thing before we begin because I've forgotten to do it thus far.
No, that's okay. We really don't have to.
I can clearly know what this is.
We don't have to further a plague right
it's
now. That doesn't
honestly, it's actually
doesn't
pretty
have to
okay. We
happen.
understand what the rate of transmission is.
Mhm.
Like we don't. We're curbing it really.
Truly, you are curbing it. There was only one critical failure and one critical success. Standard for 5d4. Yuka's not doing well. So anyways,
I gave my mom early onset dementia. Of course, I'm not doing well.
So anyways, we meet our group of adventurers where you have all just stepped into the Feywild. Now, Kim, you've been here before. Not maybe on this street for more than a day or two, but this Demiplane, this is your home as much as the material plane is. You are the only one out of these four who have any sort of understanding of what is going on. What all of you see is you are in the middle of a crowded street. There are people bumping into you from all sides. Throgyn, you feel somebody behind you that just sort of like stumbles into you, says spits something under their breath in a language you don't understand, and then like shoves past you. There are signs on either side of you, this massive open street that you swear have stars captured in them or miniature suns or something like that, but they're in all of these various different colors. It looks like enchantment magic or illusory magic that is just burning itself into your retinas, saying things like, the lucky leprechaun. There's things that are, just big signs that are like booze, drink, girls, just running down every side of the street here. It's loud. There's people chattering, there's people shouting, there's people trying to sell you everything from skewered mushrooms to photo opportunities to hey, I bet you've never seen this way to get quick. Oh, this is gonna get you real rich real quick. Come on. You look like the type. You look like the type, big boy. Big boy in a sweater. You know what I'm talking about. And it is just everything all at once pressing in on you, almost as if every single thing here is trying to steal away your attention while you're just trying to exist. I'm going to tell you right now, unless I explicitly say that it is quiet, all of this is going on around you at all times. There's people trying to grab your attention, there's lights, there's sounds, it's loud, you might hear sirens in the background. It is so, so very much. And Yuka, you are a cat. And that is so loud.
And she can also speak oh my god, what's the she can hear the language. She can speak Sylvan.
Oh, you can hear all of it. That means you can also
she knows what all of it means.
You also hear people, and Cam, you would hear this as well. People are cussing you for out. Like, oh, I can't believe they've let more tourists in. Come on, start fucking moving. Don't stand in the middle of the road.
Shut the fuck up! Give us a moment.
Yo, you want to stand here? Go on, get off.
Give them like 10
keep moving.
seconds. Oh, fuck you too. And I'll just grab. I'm gonna assume that Fig's the tallest one.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't see Yuka right now, but Yuka will probably be fine. If I can reach Throgyn, I'll grab them by like the shoulder and just I'll drag them up.
Yes.
A little bit away.
Still like safety line. So like, like one hand on my back.
You start safety congo out of there. No, Fig. Or Cam, you're leading them out of there. So Cam, you will notice that as you are walking, you've been here before, you kind of understand how this works. You are physically pushing past people. There are all types of creatures around you. There's, the things that you would expect to see. There's elves, there's nymphs, dryads, there's a couple of leprechauns that you see running around. But in addition to that, there's also a whole bunch of flying critters around. Every so often, you see like pixies and fairies just zooming in and out. Occasionally, you catch one of them running for Throgyn a little bit. Throgyn, you definitely feel a couple of things like pulling at your like shoulder bag every so often. But being a bit of a scam artist, you are able to have like zipped or sewn those pockets shut so nothing is being taken from you. But you're very, very keenly aware that they are trying to.
One of my hands is on my bag. One for a cat, the other for my possession.
Fig, at one point you end up taking a step and you feel something like crash into the side of your knee. And looking down, you see that there's just this shorter person. They have very, very long limbs and like a very stocky, blocky head. And their skin is just this aqua blue with scales coming out of it. And you just see them like looking up at you. And again, in this language that you don't speak, but it's a different language this time. Yuka, you might vaguely understand this, but only in the sense of you've heard something sort of similar before. He's just like, oh, I watch where you're going, pal. Do you even know what you've done? Come on, I'm just trying to get in. You can walk around up here anytime you want. I have to have water enchantments. All right, get out of my way.
Is this a sea elf or is this a water elemental?
It's a water elemental.
Sorry?
Cool.
Sorry?
Yeah. And what you
I try
see,
my best to not step on anyone.
that's fair. You will be going a bit slower, but you will be able to get through without stepping.
I mean, honestly, it's on them because like they can see you coming and they should give you a wider berth.
Yuka says that, and then immediately a pixie just slams into the side of the bag.
Well, you hear meowing, you don't hear Yuka speaking because they
Correct.
can't be common as cat.
Don't put
Correct.
words in my girl's mouth. She does not say this. Sunny K says this.
Sunny K says this, and a pixie immediately slams into the side of the bag.
I deserve that.
So what you all see as you're walking down is mostly, again, this massive overwhelm, sensory overwhelm. What you're seeing is where you've come from, there is a large arch made out of like wooden twigs that have almost grown around each other in these spiral patterns, mimicking archways or doorways. They again have this like, you can't tell if it's glowing moss or lichen or mushrooms, maybe a mixture of all three, but they just exude this incredibly bright light that Throgyn you've only seen before in some of like the most volatile potions. And they're just lit everything up and they change and they flash with different colors. And there are all of these different sizes and shapes of gates and arches that people just keep streaming through. Some of them look like they're meant to be here. They walk through and barely a stumble before they're off. Others, you see, they like stumble through and they're just wide-eyed, stood there in shock, in like farmer's clothing, very clearly having never been here before. As you keep walking, Cam, what you would see is you see a whole bunch of buildings on either side of you, most of them having these really grand doors, usually built out of like vines or glass or like this just intricately carved wood. I'm not even sure if it's been carved or if the wood has been grown that way specifically, with these gorgeous like diamond designs all through it. You also are going to see that a bunch of these doors are open or opening and closing fairly rapidly, people running in and out of them, and all of you would be able to get slight glimpses inside of these buildings where you see that the lighting level is a lot lower. It's a lot more bearable. It's still weirdly blue, this light, but at least it's not flashing or changing colors. That was a GM cough, not an in-game cough. Important difference. So, with all of this information, where are you headed?
Okay. Well, I'm not familiar with this part of town that much, or at least I've been in once or twice. I'm assuming I know like roughly if we go this way, we're heading towards like Grandpa's business. So
I will say that with where you are, you would know that in order to get closer to your grandfather's business, he is going to be very, very nearby, but he's actually going to be 1 or 2 streets over. Your grandpa's a very, very personality of a man, a very particular man, but he's
Oh,
not quite Main Street levels of glamorous.
no. Also, like, too caring about the treatment of material plane people, given that he's got kids that live there.
So you can absolutely head that way. Do you cut through alleyways or do you try and follow the main walking paths in order to get there?
Oh no, alleyways, but with the knowledge that do not even look into any door that I don't tell you to look into.
You, Cam, you sort of yank everyone to your right and end up slipping between two buildings. One of them has these gorgeous columns that Throgyn, you can see have dwarven runes carved into the side of them in lorem ipsum text. And like it's gorgeous, and all the walls they're made to look like a cavern wall, glittering like stones and gems inlaid into it. And on the other side of you, you see what looks almost like a plant wall or a hedge more than anything. That you're pretty sure if you like pressed on it, your entire hand would just fall through it. With again these gorgeous flowers that are singing to you as you pass, little nothings, sweet ditties, gorgeous refrains that Fig, you're pretty sure a bunch of these are elvish in origin.
It's like I lean in close and I'm like, wait, nope. Stay close.
Cam, I would like you to give me a d20 roll. I would like you to use, I think nature is one of your tagged skills.
No, I'm not at all proficient in nature.
Give me a
Survival?
wisdom tagged skill. You can tell I've been playing Fallout. I've called it a tagged skill. Hang on.
That's okay. Great. I'm not having the best morning.
Oh no.
I have 8.
Cam's been out of town for a little bit.
There wasn't a roundabout here before.
Why is there a roundabout? What's a roundabout? Cam, with an 8, you were pulling people through alleyways. What was that, by the way? Wisdom saving throw. You're pulling people through alleyways, sort of taking lefts, rights, centers, and you actually end up, just as you're trying to round a corner, bumping straight into somebody. You see standing in front of you, there is a young man. You would guess somewhere in his like mid to early 20s, mid to late 20s.
What race would he be?
You can see that this is very clearly a plant creature of some kind. He has skin that is textured like birch bark, little eyes all over that actually blink in time. So there's never more than 2 or 3 eyes closed at the same time. His hair is big, poofy. Again, these birch leaves that are gorgeous. Every single color of like yellow and oranges. And he's got these just massive wire frames on. And as you bump into him, you see that he just drops this like folder that he's been carrying. And this folder, Fig, it is absolutely gorgeous. Throgyn, it is beautiful. It is a folder that appears to be made out of like woven metals, like silvers, coppers, just these gorgeous filigreed wires all woven together. And as he drops it, it flies open. And you see, it's not light like was harming or aggressive to you in the main street, but rather it's these little tiny wisps, almost like smoke, or a couple of them look even like dye being washed away in a stream. And they're in all of these beautiful colors, these purples, these pinks, these yellows, dark
I stopped
blues,
looking.
teals.
I do not try and read it. I don't try and anything. I'll just immediately apologize and try and like collect the papers without trying to read them. Just
There's no papers. You notice that there's no papers in this folder. It's only these colors. But you can absolutely.
If I try to touch it, will you stop me?
If you try and steal them, I will not stop you.
No, touch it mostly.
I will still not stop you.
Cam, will you?
Cam's focused on, oh shit, I made someone drop something. That's rude.
Perfect. I want to touch it, and I pick it up to touch it.
The folder or one of the colors, Throgyn?
Yeah, the folder is open right now, right?
Yeah, the folder is open right now.
I try to like pick it up and then close it while touching colors. I kind of want to steal a color if that's possible.
Throgyn, I'm going to need a wisdom saving throw from you.
Um,
Cam, if you were also trying to shove them back to the folders, I'm going to need a wisdom saving throw from you as well.
Man, I really liked playing with Throgyn. It's a shame what happened to him.
Disintegrated in the Feywild.
Oh no!
21.
Okay, Cam got a 21. 21 is good. Throgyn got a 15. All right. Cam, you're shoving them back into the folder. You feel that there's very clearly some sort of magic involved in these, but knowing sort of where you are, you're also able to. The way you think about it is, it's more like you're moving your own soul and your own sort of being around this magic, so they never actually touch each other. Throgyn, you just sort of put your little feathery finger on one of them. And you feel a little bit of like a spark in your hands. Not aggressive, not anything bad, but Throgyn, when you use your magic, it has a very specific body feel. You know, with Catapult, it feels a lot like wind rushing, a lot of power like a wound up spring in your fingertips. This, it feels almost like a static buzz, and it's just sort of sitting there in your hand. You shove all the colors together and close the folder up, and you see that this person, this birch creature, is just like, oh, I'm so sorry. I sorry I didn't see you there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Can I hear him say that, or do I hear him speak Sylvan?
That is in Sylvan.
Okay.
That one is in Sylvan. And he's going to
Throgyn
start.
is just finding all these suitors.
He's going to start trying to hurry off unless any of you want to do anything about it.
I'm in a bag, so.
I've just felt bad about being rude.
He's going places. He's got somewhere to be. We have somewhere to be.
Oh,
and I look at Cam.
I can speak common too. Hi. Sorry. Where are you going?
No. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for walking into you. You need to go be places. We need to be places. Let's not keep each other.
Yeah, of course. And he holds up his hand to you, Cam. Like as a handshake.
God damn it. It's impolite not to shake a hand. I'll shake their hand.
Artier, glad to meet you. And he hurries off. You feel on one of your horns a tug of a tiny string. You have said thank you to a fae.
Ah, god damn it. Oh, I've not been home in a while.
They had also said thank you, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Mutually assured destruction.
You now have each other's soul, but not your own.
No.
No, it's not
I
soul.
haven't lost my soul.
Cam has not lost Cam's soul. There's just a small little tug in the direction that birch creature ran off. Throgyn, that static is still in your hand.
Is it a color, or is it just like a feeling?
It's more just a body feeling. Feels a lot like magic. Anyways, you all continue hurrying through the alleyways. Cam, you're able to get a couple of streets over without any further interactions. And as you four step out of the alleyway, what you end up finding is it's again this street with all of these large glitzy glamoury buildings, toned down about 2 notches. It's still very, very overwhelming to everyone here, but the crowd is starting to thin out a little bit. There's a little bit more space where you can walk around, where you can move around. Now, instead of the just chatter and cursing, what you hear more than anything is there's like a jazz big band playing somewhere down the street, very clearly having a fun time. And you hear a lot of people celebrating, singing along, hooping and hollering, all that sort of stuff.
It's a funeral.
Yeah.
ADM. Why is it called jazz?
What do you mean, why is it called jazz?
I don't know. I want to know why it's called jazz.
You, Fig, want to know why it's called jazz, or you, May, want to know why it's called
Yeah.
jazz?
Am I being bullied?
I've never heard. I've never heard of this type of music before. It's very interesting. Hey, Cam.
Oh no,
What?
I've
Yeah.
come to the devastating conclusion that Fig is white.
For an orc, that's impressive.
Damn. I really thought Fig was a brother over here.
Hey Cam, why is it called jazz?
Yeah. Good question. It's just always been called that. You'd
Perfect.
have to
That's all I
ask
needed to
like
know.
an older elf. They
Mhm.
usually know a lot of things.
Mhm.
I'm not that old by face standards, so I'm like an annoying
Got it.
teenager.
I
And I
encourage
write down
anyone.
unknown etymology.
I encourage anyone who actually wants to know the real life etymology of the word jazz to look it up because the origin word is really funny.
I love how as you were giving this PSA, you were also fully in shadow. So,
Good.
Cam, you end up running or walking, I should say, your compatriots. -1 Yuka.
Yeah. Where did people where did Yuka go?
Oh, she's just right there. And I like crouch down and I like flap open the bag.
Great. Thank you for not getting lost. I appreciate you not getting lost. Uh,
She swipes the cover with a claw back over.
yes, of course.
I should state, by the way, for the record, that Cat Yuka is melanistic,
Yes.
and also the fur at the top of her head floofs out almost like a little brim of a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is important details.
I want
You-
a Yuka kitty.
And with your support, no, I'm kidding.
When you open the bag, the only thing you see is just like the most blown out pupils with like a little hint of like gold and green around the side. She looks so mad. Look for pictures of angry black-footed cats and you will know exactly what she looks like, only all black, because there is a condition that certain mammals can develop called melanism upon birth. It's the opposite of albinism.
So,
But humans don't do that.
Cam.
Can I
Yes, Throgyn.
out of game ask what the difference is between a melanistic cat and a black cat?
A
Or
black
is that-
cat has it's like a naturally occurring color like molt. It's something that is like genetically passed down as opposed to a spontaneous mutation.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But it happens on a gene that humans don't have, which is why humans can be albino, but humans cannot be melanistic.
The more you know.
And this has been
Learning
Science
stuff with a
Sunny
D&D
Day.
podcast.
I was going
Sorry
to be
for-
a zoologist before I was a musician.
So,
Yeah.
Cam, you were able to lead your group of adventurers over to a building. And again, this is a very large, very decadent building. This one specifically is themed after what looks to be an island. You see, on the outside, it looks maybe even a little bit kitschy. It looks like driftwood. There's this like weird shaped object out the front. It's like vaguely this height of a person with like a point on one end and it's flat on the other end, maybe about human width wide as well. And it's painted in just these very bright colors, almost like Aarakocra parrot coloration. You see that there's, the lights are strung up, but they've all got little faces on them, carved into what look to be like wooden mugs. And as you push the doors open, it's one of those old saloon style doors that just sort of swings open and closed as you go in. And Cam, this is your granddad's place. This is familiar. You've been here before. The carpet is an absolute mess. It's got like it looks like sand printed. There's little photos of crabs and seashells and little
So
starfish
tacky, I
and
love it.
things just all overlaid on the floor. You see that every so often there's like a little dip in the floor itself, and inside all these little dips you all see these machines, and they're machines that have chairs in front of them. You can see that they have moving parts within them. Throgyn, there's like a big lever on the side that you're pretty sure would do something. You see a couple of people, not full house packed, but there's definitely about 10 or so people that are sitting at various ones of these machines, and they seem to keep putting something into the machine. Sometimes it's gold coins. Sometimes it looks to be almost like little gemstones. One person you see is like pulling out a single hair each time and putting it into the machine before again pulling down this really large lever.
Lasts for
Disgusting.
days,
Lasts for
baby.
days. And as you walk in, all of you hear a big crash of thunder. And then this disembodied voice from somewhere just sort of echoes out. And we have 4 new people who have entered the zone.
Oh no. My god, that's a surfer, dude.
Can we all understand it?
Yes, you
I
can all
legally-
understand this. I should
legally,
also
I have to
specify
know.
for all of you, this comes in your first language.
Are we in
Mhm.
Margaritaville?
You are in Margaritaville.
Can we find out what the primordial word for Margaritaville is?
Was primordial your first language, Yuka?
Probably, actually.
Then yes you can. You just heard it. So, welcome to your grandpa's place of work.
Mhm. Hey, Cam is clarification. Does he just do you know the people that work here, or do you know the people that like own it? Because I know that's like very different here.
I don't get your question.
Does does your family like work in this fine establishment, or
Big, as
or
you
do
say that, you see that like a tiny little pixie, no bigger than your fist, like flies up to you and it's just like double arms around the stem of like a daiquiri glass. Here, it's on the house.
Don't say thank you.
right?
Flash
Cheers.
zooms off. Very, very important.
Only you get one?
I can
He
bring
looks
back
like-
more if you'd like.
He looks like the easiest mark. Of course, only he gets one.
It'll be right back, sir.
Or
Good.
Cam, or do they own the establishment?
This is Grandpa's place.
There's a little
So-
umbrella in the daiquiri.
I'm gonna keep my hand held up here until I put down my drink.
Until we know word for word what the ingredients of this daiquiri are.
Pretty
Throgyn,
much,
you see the
yeah.
same pixie flying back at full speed towards you. Same daiquiri, or like same looking daiquiri, I should say. just like zooms up to you.
That is very cool.
No problem.
Hey,
Zooms on.
it's Granddad in.
What do you mean, Granddad?
I'll tiefling and become changeling.
Boss's kid is here. Boss's kid is here.
Thanks.
Zooms on.
Question.
And like the
does he-
sarcastic one, not
does
the
he-
thank you.
I want to know if he like takes away my drink.
He does not take away your drink now. You still have your drink. Throgyn also has a drink now.
Do you want me to? I start drinking my drink. Do you wanna? I can have multiple.
You
I'm
can
an
have
adult.
multiple. You can two-fist this.
You can try.
Here's my notepad.
Hold it, Throgyn. I just don't know if it's wise to drink it as I
It's
see
down.
Throgyn drink it.
Been down.
I hand off mine drink to Throgyn. I'd like if I have a stopwatch,
Throgyn
I
just
like
fucking
start.
downs it.
I start like a timer on Throgyn to see what happens, see how long it takes him to get somewhere.
You have okay, you have a timer on Throgyn. That's fair. Sorry, I've just realized that I actually need a chart for this, or I'm gonna lose track. Give me 2 seconds. I really did believe that I was gonna be able to track this. No.
Mhm.
So yeah, well, like the pixie fairy, whatever it was, zoomed off. You now see Cam as like actual changeling. Also, like surprisingly, like 2 inches taller. So it was a choice to be short.
They just liked it. They wanted
Good.
they wanted to feel something.
They wanted to be closer to help.
So, Throgyn, you have these glasses, and as soon as they're empty, you actually watch as they vanish from your hand.
Cool.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you hear, you're walking around, or maybe you're just milling in the same place that you were left when that pixie zoomed off after having shouted for the boss. After about 3 minutes, you hear that voice, that all-consuming, overwhelming voice again. Attention, customers. It is my deepest honor to introduce to you the man who makes all of this possible. Jim. And you see somewhere in the back of this room, again, it's a big room. There's a couple like hallways off to the sides of it. You see like smoke coming out, and it's ever so slightly like green and blue colored. And then you see 2 birds, very clearly tropical birds, fly out. They fly like out into a different hallway, leave your view. And then walking out,
Granddad, you're like 70. Fuck off.
And then walking out, you see a man. This man has translucent skin. I don't know if you know those frogs that you can see their intestines through them, but it's a little bit like that, where, it's not fully clear if you look through, but you can definitely see like a heart pounding on the right side of his chest, 4 different lungs filling out his torso. His muscles seem to move in like a circular motion rather than a striated back and forth pattern. And he's a little bit round, a little bit portly. You didn't think it was possible for somebody without hair to have a receding hairline, but this man has somehow proved you wrong on that standpoint. And you see that he comes out wearing this shirt. And now the shirt doesn't cover much. It seems to be see-through, almost like a stained glass or like a cellophane. But it's printed in just these gorgeous flowers that you've never seen before. They're pinks. They've got these really long stems coming out of them. these gorgeous leaves, just massive leaves all printed over this shirt, almost as loud as the carpet itself. And he's wearing just non-see-through pants in this light brown color with a ton of pockets.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I love Granddad.
Where is it? Where are they? Where are they? Come on, where my kid? Where my kid at? Where my kid at? I want to see my kid.
I
Chamomile,
like-
chamomile. And
I
you see
take,
that he
like,
gestures
just
up
a
and
step
flips
back
up a
from
pair of
Cam.
sunglasses. Chamomile, how you been, darling?
Please do not touch us. Like, we need to discuss something before we do.
What?
Yeah, I
Do
take
do
another
do
step
you
back.
have a room, like private room?
Yeah, oh my god, you want the high rollers? Absolutely, we can have that. I can hand that out right now.
You don't have to empty the high rollers table. I know that's
Oh,
important.
there's nobody in it. No, you can have it.
Okay. Sure.
You see that, like, in the back, there's two of those pixies. One of them is the one that served you earlier. A different one is in, like, you swear it's a 3-piece suit, which is very out of place for here. Conversing with two leprechauns that, like, have a bag with them, very angrily shouting at these pixies.
Leprechaun goal.
Yeah, come on upstairs. Come on upstairs. You remember the face, right?
It's been a while. I think so.
No worries. You know it's. Oh, your friends are new. Pleasure to meet you. I won't touch it. I was told not to touch it. I am a hugger. I will warn you that right now. We got a little bit of a system here to get around a little bit easier.
Mhm.
I'm gonna introduce you here to Chubb, and he just, like, slaps his hand on the wall. And as he does so, this massive stone head just sort of exudes itself from the wall. Big, this thing is floor to ceiling, about 2 of you wide. It is massive, and you see that its stone eyes just open up and look at you. How can I help you today? Oh, we're gonna go to the high roller suite if you could. Certainly, sir. And you all are able to identify that this is the same voice that was shouting out these announcements earlier. And what it does is it opens its mouth wider than you thought possible, like squishes up its eyes, its nose that is barely on the wall anymore. Like a tongue flops out, making stairs. And then you see a very fancy hotel suite on the other side.
This may as well happen. This may as well happen. May as well happen.
Fig, in your bag, you can feel what was previously a fairly, like, decent distribution of weight has just balled itself into the densest little corner.
Oh, Yuka.
Oh no.
Oh, Yuka, no.
Mhm.
Anyways, no point in waiting, and you see that this man just steps through.
I'll beckon the others to join and just immediately also go.
Yes, I'm not risking staying in this mouth without this man.
You all, Throgyn, do you head through?
I follow. I do everything.
You all head through. You end up in a room that is kitted out to look like a cabana. You're pretty sure that, like, I mean, you feel a breeze. Well, everyone except for Yuka feels a breeze in their face of salt water. Like, you hear gentle lapping of waves. It's quiet in here. This is the first time you've really not been overwhelmed with a lot of sound since you've been here. It's still a little bit bright, but it looks better than most of the other light you've seen so far. And, like, it's dappling through the straw roof above you. It's gorgeous. And you can see that you're beneath your feet, Throgyn, you're the only one barefoot right now. Well, the only one of the party barefoot right now. Cam's grandpa's just hogs out. It's this really nice wood that's been worn down with time. There's a little bit of sand, but, like, hey, what you gonna do? And you can see that, like, there's this gorgeous table filled with foods of, like, fresh fruits. They're little, like, gorgeous looking bread rolls. More of those daiquiris that you had been given earlier as well are sat out. And you can see that if you were to walk in any of these directions, there's a couple of pathways leading to what look to be fancy bedrooms as well. So, how can I help you, kid?
You know a bunch of things, and if not, you know people who do know the things
Sure do.
you don't. Yeah. I don't know if you've had sick people come in recently, like Feywild come in, not
What do you mean?
like. Okay. Other plane. That's plane.
Yeah.
People are getting sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't
People
know
do
if they've
that.
wandered in yet. Yeah, people do that a lot. I know. They're very good at getting sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. This kind of sickness makes them forget shit, which is, I mean, could be fun, but like not ideal.
Not like alcohol forget though, like other forget.
No.
Okay,
like,
I'm with you, kid. I'm with you. Yeah.
I'm pointing at Fig. Fig, like this one can probably explain way better. They're a nerd. But
Fig, is it? Good to know.
I'm a nerd in specific situations.
okay.
He watches this
thing
man
is-
goes to like throw an arm over your shoulder, immediately
Please don't touch.
stops, and goes, I like it. I like a kid who's smart. Look, what I want you to do. And he like comedically leans in, like very clearly trying to like get away from Cam. Stage whispers to you. You ever thought about making money?
Granddad. Behave.
What? Now you're gonna tell me I can't do my own business practices.
Yes,
Because-
you can. Let me talk first.
Because now it's quieter, Yuka's going to stick her head out of the bag just in time to see Granddad Jim go, you want to make some money? And she'll just go,
Whoa, I didn't know you had a cat. I'm gonna have to pay you pet cleaning fee. You know that.
No, this is the lady, and then I stop before I say her name.
she puts a singular claw into your palm.
Mm-hmm.
But back to my story because we're getting distracted.
Yeah.
I don't know if it affects Fae people. I've also been informed that we may or may not be infectious but not getting sick. Therefore, no touchy.
So no touchy. Gotcha. Understand.
Who here would know more about face sickness, material sickness, contagion, but not symptoms?
Well,
I have them written down here if you'd like to see. And I'll
is it pictures? Just kidding, I can read.
Anyway, I have on one page probably like a list of the symptoms in increasing order, and then on the other is probably my list of theories of what's causing it, which includes the tragedium and my suspicions about magic items and magic in general.
All right. Let me see it. Ay. That's a lot. All right. Oh, this is a serious one. Okay. Shouldn't have worn my party shirt.
Do you have a not party shirt?
Yeah. You know the one with the with parrots? That's the business shirt.
Sure.
Hey, you gotta have some branding,
Yeah, no, I don't say you shouldn't.
And then he like leans over to Throgyn. He like goes to elbow you, stops himself before he actually touches you, Throgyn, and goes, the one with the margaritas on it. That's the pleasure shirt.
Incredible.
Everybody wants to bang Throgyn.
Cam, I love your grandpa. I love your grandpa, Cam. I have just a thought. Maybe I shouldn't have had food and drinks here. I forgot that Hades rules apply. So I think I'm gonna sit this one out forever with your grandpa. I hope he's single or ready to mingle at least.
I'm always ready to mingle, if you know
You're
what I mean.
fine. Here's the thing, Throgyn. It's alcohol. Alcohol makes you forget some things. If you just voluntarily give up like a good memory, I'm sure Granddad will settle for that.
I have a good memory for Grandpa.
Is that possible without the touch rule? We're still under the no touching rule.
Be more creative. Come on.
Throgyn, now that you're looking closer at Cam's grandpa, you do actually notice that he has like 4 pupils bouncing around one of his eyes and 3 in the other eye. Almost like frog eggs in a sack.
I love that.
Anyways, looking at
Cool
looking at
dude.
Rose here. Well, okay, I don't know much about any of this stuff. It's a little bit past what I tend to focus on here, but I do know a little bit of the location. Cam's right about that one. I have a couple places you could go if you want to know about them.
That would be preferred, depending on what information you would like to give us.
That's fair. That's fair. Hey, you're right. This guy's book smart. I like it. I like it. You got a good one here, Cam. You got a good one here, Cam. Don't let a soul go.
Yuka climbs out of the bag and is now just sitting on Fig's shoulder and staring deeply, intently with blown pupils at Grandpa Jim.
Hey, good Cam. Can I pet the cat?
Yes, the cat can understand you. You may refer to her as lady.
Hi, lady. So, yes, pet cat. No pet cat. What's a? Hey, lady, can I pet you?
That cat's not big on pets.
Cat's not big up. It's fair enough. Understandable, anyways.
You know how like Dad's family can change into animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Ah,
It's kind of
nice. You know, I heard that your cousin turned into a bird the other day.
I know it's stupid and it's not fair. And I've been trying just as much, and I've not been able to. I realized I could become a fish because I made gills the other night, but I want to be a bird. It's not fair.
Well, you know, Cam, I think that's your problem there. Birds don't have gills.
I know.
Val, you just unlocked a visceral memory.
It's not fair.
You know, your cousin wants to be a doctor too. Did you know that?
So sorry.
No, it's very, very well done. He studied hard for it, but he's still a bastard.
Oh yeah, I mean, now you really shouldn't say that about family, Cam. It's a bit. You know, the real word is, and he just says something in Sylvan, that transliterates not to bastard. It transliterates to, or it literally translates in common to. He eats half the pie filling and says the shell's too big.
Damn.
Yuka, you have never heard the term. Yuka,
Damn.
this is a new one to you.
I'm just saying that's a pretty solid fucking insult.
Thank you. So, what you could do
Real
is...
meet me in the middle, says the unjust man.
What you could do here is, well, there is, you know, the mistress. She tends to know a lot about a lot of things. She's the one who's kind of in charge of the whole, like, between here and there right now. I'm allowed to sort of keep operating in the way that I'm operating because it's good for her business. She actually got me my, extension just a couple of millennia ago, which was really nice. Other than that, if you're looking for something more for a sweater vest over there, I mean, there is the library that still does exist. I would suggest not the, you know, official library. You know how that one's kind of, I mean, they ask for a soul in this day and age. You know how expensive that gets? No, I'd suggest there's the other one. There's the one that's run by the, Owl clan. They tend to be a little bit more forthcoming with the information. Especially if you could, you know, give information as well to them. Like, they go on a, you know, quid pro quo basis, which is a lot better than, you know, I want your soul.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It definitely gives more
I-
repeat customers.
I think I've heard of that one. Is it like? It's not. Oh, I think I've only heard it referenced as like the Lost Library or something. So
Yeah, it's
is
that
is
one.
that the one that you're talking about?
Yeah, so they
Yeah,
actually
okay.
do have a portal
Mhm.
directly to the material plane, which is I think why it got that
Mhm.
nickname, because people would actually get lost in there. Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Mhm.
Other than that,
Meanwhile, Fig's just internally screaming like, access to secret knowledge!
the legends are true. Otherwise, I don't know, go out and panhandle. Sometimes people got information and, loose lip sync ships and all that.
Yeah, here's the thing. These 3 are first timers to the Feywild, and I'd rather not get them like stuck into things they can't handle yet.
You should probably
So-
tell that one to stop drinking things then.
They're impulsive. They go so quick.
Is Throgyn already eating something
Impossible.
off the table?
No, I've learned my lesson. I've thought about it, and I got a bit shocked and a bit spooked. So now I'm not eating anymore.
Okay.
I don't know if I still need to do some. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna get out of here, but that's.
I know it probably won't work, but as a precaution, I will do the protection from poison on Throgyn.
Throgyn,
If
your
it's just
buzz
the alcohol,
disappears. Your
if it's
alcohol
just the
buzz
alcohol.
gone. Aggressively sober.
Shit. Fig. Now I need to drink more. What did you do?
Just a spell of hangover has been cast on you.
Oh, yes. Grandad.
Yeah.
You had a means of like storing memories, right?
Yeah.
So that one would like to pay their tab with a good memory. And I wanted to give you the ones from like the last few birthdays that you weren't able to be at.
Why are you giving
Because
me
I
a
know you.
memory?
Hmm?
Why are you giving me a memory?
Because like you wanted to be at what was their name? Their dad's like hot sister-in-law.
Deanne! Oh man, I miss Deanne. She's
Yeah.
a babe.
She just had her like 36? 30, I don't know.
Yeah,
Birthday.
yeah.
It was a great time, and I think you'd like to see it even if you couldn't be there. So I
That's
just
fair.
wanted to give you that one.
That'd be great. Tell you what, that one I can do. I actually can't accept memories as a form of payment for food and drinks anymore.
Oh, why not?
That is an agreement I now have with the mistress. She's kind of
That's
verging into that market, but giving her that kind of like paid off my whole rent for the next,
wow.
7.5. No, 7.36 lifetimes.
Great. So how do we pay?
Memory's easy. That one we can transfer, person to person.
Yeah.
I'll get out the straw. I can take many things, but I can't take memories. Got something else you want to give me?
I saw people see people at the slots
I
pay
can
with
also give you
hairs.
memories. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I would give you a memory. I could also give you a. Hey, Cam, is it safe to give him a feather?
I don't
Or is
know.
that dumb?
Hairs are fine. For the most part, fine, I think. But I don't know feathers. Like, we don't have many bird folk here, or
They're
people
kind of
turn-
like hairs, right?
I'd assume it's similar.
Yuka
I mean,
like
Granddad knows.
digs her claws into Fig's shoulder, knowing
Mhm.
what
Oh.
witches use hairs for.
Mhm.
What might
Ah.
be possible is an emotion, like an emotion associated, very specific
Yeah.
emotion.
The lady here, I think she does not think the feather thing would be good.
Can I give you
You can
like
give me anything you want
the
to give, babe.
feeling? Can I? No, that's too much.
I asked that it
That's
stay,
too far.
I asked that it stay 16 plus. That's our rating level.
Oh, we can't do any more
Um,
things more childish than 16. Good to know.
Can I give you the feeling that I had when I chugged those 2 daiquiris?
Of course you can give me that feeling. I'll give you the straw.
I'm so confused about this.
Oh.
It's so
You see
Yeah,
that he
so
sort of walks over to actually he reaches into the pocket of his Hawaiian shirt, like his massively printed shirt, and pulls out this straw, and it's like one of those curly twisty straws, but it's like in a rainbow shape. It like curls and curls and curls and curls and curls around. There's like 2 parrots, one on either side. And he goes, "All right, which one of you first?"
I'll go first because I'm familiar with the process, and then
Yep, he sticks one end on his ear.
we discussed this. You didn't expect this. Well, why not? I'll put the other one like in my nose.
You all are gonna see basically this little, almost like a wisp, like a smoky wisp, colored bright yellow, begin to flow through this curly straw from Cam, up looping around, looping around, looping around. And it glows ever so slightly, and then it just goes into his ear. You see him close his eyes for a second. Takes a breath. And he goes, "Oh, thanks. Thanks, Chamomile. That's quite nice of you. Give the other end to your friend."
Do I have to put it in my nose, or can I also put it in my ear?
You can put it in your ear. The ear also works.
Okay.
The mouth also works. I wouldn't suggest it after it's been in Cam's nose.
No.
Hey!
From planes away, you can feel, oh, that's not sanitary. Oh.
Would theoretically, like, a belly button also work?
That's not exactly an orifice, so no.
It's
I'll
more of
where
a
your
mold.
head's at.
It's more of a mold hole than an orifice.
Please never
Yeah.
call a belly button a mold hole again, Sunny K.
I refuse to accept.
And so if you like cut yourself, could you put it in the like wound?
Yeah, you could.
Oh, don't
Okay.
do blood though. No.
I wouldn't do that. No.
No, that's. I mean, you could. So, anyways, you stick it in your ear. What are you doing?
I
You stick it in your
or
ear.
wait,
Uh,
I don't know.
Well,
it takes a moment because you gotta
the-
like find the tiny little like bird hole.
Yeah,
If you get
do
snot on my
right
feathers,
camera angle, DM and Throgyn, you can.
I-
There you go. Yep.
great. Love
And you
that.
see a little again, it's almost like this light pink, ever so shimmery color just flows out of Throgyn's skull through the straw into Jim. You see him, he doesn't like close his eyes quite as much this time. You see it's more of like a ooh, like as if he's feeling the alcohol enter his own system. And then he goes, "Wow, that was a really nice gift for you to give."
those
Not
were
a
really
gift,
good
it's a payment.
daiquiris.
What was that, chamomile?
It's not a gift, it's a payment. Don't try and trick my friends.
Throw it. Hey, your friend here said that he would give it to me.
That doesn't mean it's a gift. That's just a means of material people talk. Now you're bullying them about their like way of speaking.
Look, do you want me to bully them here? Or do you want them to give something away out there?
DM, how long has it been since we entered the Feywild? Has it been an hour, would you say?
I'd say it's coming up on an hour, yeah.
Okay, Yuka poofs into a half-elf woman who's just like clinging to Fig's shoulders.
Fig, can you please roll me a strength save, as you are now very much encumbered?
Yeah, I can do that. Mhm.
Oh, he sounds so sad.
Can I do a dex save to try and right us if he starts to fall?
Sure.
As this move successfully distracted Grandpa from me.
Oh, Fig.
Yes. Oh, Fig,
Oh,
no,
Fig.
oh, Fig. Oh, Pig. Oh, Pig,
It's
I
okay,
can't
I
see
got
your
us.
roll.
He got
It's a-
3.
Big, no. Big, you start just toppling backwards.
It's okay. Yuka sticks a foot out and like just hits the ground before Fig like completely clatters over. I think. If you would allow that to succeed.
Yes, I will allow that. Yes, I will absolutely allow it. Yeah, so you just sort of like scramble, like slam your foot down onto the ground. You feel almost like a sea kelp grow up out of the ground to just give your heel a little bit more resistance, and then you're able to keep the both of you from falling over. Whoa, hey, what happened to Lady?
She lets go.
That's new.
I told you, it's like that family.
Oh, not a cat usually.
Cats some of the time.
Sorry, I thought cat was base. Understandable. Nice to meet you. Name's Jim. Not much of a talker.
They're
All right,
not
fair
very
enough.
talkative.
Anyways, you guys need anything else from old Jim? I can help you with many things. I can tell you many things, and I can show you many things. Some of which is a good time.
Please let me
I
leave
like
first.
I'd like to like motion to Cam to like convo. Not I mean, I think Jim's still gonna be in earshot, but like technically private.
Right? It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Throgyn, are you just
Mhm.
making like fuckboy thirst traps in the corner? Like
Yes, Grandpa, please notice me.
Throgyn, you watch as like a speedo gets just appeared next to you because you lean on the railing.
Hey,
Is that a gift?
Cam?
Yeah.
So would you think it's our best interest to ask the person he mentioned? And if so, do we need instructions to know how to find her? Because I mean, a library is sort of like they should have public signs to get to that place, but like, you know, the
You do know where you are, right?
yeah, I didn't say the public signs would be correct. I just said they would be there.
God. Okay, here's the thing. The library is going to be more your stuff. I think Throgyn would be better suited to the mistress, but I don't know them that well. I just know they like own the block basically.
Okay.
And probably more by now. I haven't been back in a while. Time to
But I'm asking if like we need instructions or like an invitation to meet her. It doesn't seem like a person we should just like pop in on.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That'd be rude.
Yeah.
You don't want to
yeah.
be rude.
Mm-hmm.
Granda, the owl people.
Yeah.
Where can we find them?
Alquin, okay, so I'm gonna give you these instructions if you're relevant to, as if you're, looking at Main Street from here.
Uh-huh.
Because that's sort of like, North Star. Go left, I want you to go north-ish, I want you to go up. I then want you to take a 360 around the cherry blossom tree. Make sure that you don't exit if you see Stan. If you see Stan, you need to take another 360.
Is it clockwise or counterclockwise?
This time of year, clockwise.
Okay.
However, on the way back, you are going to want to go clockwise again because the clocks are going to change.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you got this.
So left, north, up, clockwise. If Stan, another clockwise.
Yeah. Exit about the same like angle you came in at. You should now be in the Twilight Realm. Once you're in the Twilight Realm, basically just start following the sound of hooting. If you find any running water, I would suggest not stepping in it. That, belongs to other folks, and that's going to just be a whole, like, turf issue situation. Once you get to the 73rd star from your left-hand ear, that's when you're going to want to actually start looking for the library entrance. The hooting will stop. If you hear hooting, you're going the wrong way.
Okay, 1 second.
I can give you written instructions if you need.
Yes, I know you could, but also, while I would appreciate that, I do want to test my own memory.
Gotcha. And then you might want to, have something like a library card. Usually helps. Not necessary.
Yeah,
You
I
don't have
don't.
to sign up for one if you don't have one. You know the deal. I'm sure you've seen a library before.
It's a library. I'm assuming it's a library card, like a material plane library card, because libraries are awfully boring and predictable.
I mean, essentially, yeah.
I just look
Okay.
at both of them and what they think is normal and predictable.
Fig, you see that the two parrots that you'd seen earlier, like, the stone face appears and one of the walls opens, fly in, land on Jim's shoulder and on Jim's head. Stone face closes.
I put an extra note in the directions being like, have a library card? Question mark.
Okay, after the running water, what was the building like again?
After the running water, you go the direction after the
37th star, right?
After the 73rd star on your left hand ear. Follow quiet. If you hear hooting, you're going the wrong way.
Yes.
There's like one building. There's one building going the one building.
Yes. I got all of that. And I'll
Great.
Rose is not gonna repeat it, but Cam's just gonna repeat it flawlessly. Because of course.
Cam just
I'm
has it.
assuming Cam just has it.
Locked and loaded.
Yes.
All right. Well then, all that said, hope you have a lovely day. And if I don't see you again, yes, I do. Everyone's welcome to Margaretville.
Are you gonna be there for the winter solstice this year?
Your dad's place? Yeah, I was planning on it.
Nice. Then I'll definitely
It's
see
in
you.
what, 3 minutes? Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I might miss it. Oh no.
Yeah. I can say hi if you want.
I was gonna say hi to Aunt Lydia.
Will
and
do.
Dad.
Yeah, will do. Did I bring you any updates about your cousin?
Please don't.
That's fair.
I only want to see him again when I can also be a bird, so he can't brag to my face about it.
That's fair. Well, have a lovely day. You see that Jim sort of starts unbuttoning his shirt. One of the parrots flies off, brings him back a shirt that is now long sleeved in the same pattern. I'm gonna be off.
See you later.
Hope to see you again soon, Jim.
Chubb appears, opens the mouth, he steps through. You see that he steps out into the bustling street itself. And then door closes.
So everyone got that?
I have it written down. I had to stop myself from saying the key word and then the U word in succession all the time.
Having fun yet?
I'm having so much fun.
That question, chamomile.
This place is incredible.
I don't know if you believe in fun, you.
This isn't
I
exactly
believe we
my
have vastly different definitions of the word.
definitions. Yeah. But I mean, I can see how some people would like it. Especially if you don't get migraines and I just point generally in the direction of outside the building.
That's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Exactly.
Okay. Don't know what migraines are, but ready to go back or not?
Yeah, I suppose we should try to do this as succinctly as possible. Also, it just makes sense in my mind that we wouldn't ever be able to probably seek out an invitation to the mistress. It'd probably just like appear, or it just happen upon us for some reason. That seems the way things go. So I won't think about it, but I'm just isn't
If the opportunity arises and you think it's worth the cost, then of course you could get one. I'm just not all
yeah
that interested in meeting Grandad's landlord.
yeah. God, I had this one landlord. This was like undergrad. Oh my god.
Cam's
That
just
was
gotta stop listening. It's too quiet, and this doesn't sound interesting at all.
Anyway, that was the time.
Being in the Feywild, a lot of how Cam behaves and how they think is starting to make so much sense to Yuka. When you meet a Gen Alpha kid who's asked to sit on their hands and look at a blank wall for 5 minutes, and it's like torture to them.
You put them in sensory deprivation. How could you?
Mhm.
So I have two things as you all sort of catch your breath for a moment in this room. The first is that Throgyn, your hand still has that static charge in it, and the second one, Cam. You feel it's not like it's tugging on that string, but rather you just feel like a little weight on it. Like there's like a little worm, like an inchworm that's sort of sat on that rope and is nearby. Like it's just looking at you.
Leave
And
me
then it-
alone. They owe me a debt too.
And then it sort of wraps itself into that string and the weight vanishes.
Oh my god.
Has the tingling in my head spread at all, or is it just the
It stays
same?
in your hand. Again,
Okay.
it feels like a spell ready to be cast.
Can I do like a casting motion?
Don't
Can I?
not in an establishment, please.
Well, you see,
Not
you do a
if I see
casting motion.
Throgyn. Yeah.
What are you
Throgyn,
casting
not
at, Throgyn?
no, not in an establishment, please.
You don't have time to be Logan's conscience. Logan does this, and then you know this was a terrible
You see
idea.
that egg on the windowsill.
We were at a table, right? And there's food and drink on the table. I do it at an empty plate.
You look at a plate. It looks like it's sat there for olive pits, for you to spit olive pits into it. You just sort of like throw your hand forwards at this plate. Throgyn, can you please roll
Sorry,
me
guys.
4d8?
48.
Tell me that number, please.
Oh no, that's high.
I can't see it yet.
22.
Oh, 22.
22. Throgyn, you see out of your hand a flash of lightning explodes. And
Whoops.
it strikes that plate, and you watch the plate shatters. And where it used to be sitting on the table, there's now a scorch burned in this gorgeous beechwood table.
Oh no. Can we leave? Is this tingling still in my
Tingling
hand?
gone. Tingling is gone.
Oh,
Logan!
I'm sorry, guys.
I like sling my arm around them and start to drag them towards the like stone face on the wall.
I hide inside of your arm, and we just walk out of there as quickly as possible.
The stone
we
face takes
don't.
you both back down to the casino floor, where again you see all of these machines, people sitting next to them. You also now. Oh, give me a second. Sorry. Ooh. It's going to be Valentine's bedtime.
Cam seems upset.
Oh.
You get back down to the floor, and now, like, coming at it from a slightly different angle, you see that there's also these tables that are covered in, like, this green felt-like material with people throwing a set of dice around. You see that there is what looks to be a mermaid actually sat there in a slight, tub running the table, wearing, again, just this absolutely horrendously printed shirt. And you can tell that, like, this creature is very clearly trying to explain the rules of this game to the people at the table, but the people at the table aren't quite getting it yet. And so they just keep losing over and over and over again. But yeah, you get back down to the casino floor. You're able to leave if you so choose to leave. And you are back out onto this side street.
I don't want to leave Granda with a broken table, but I don't know if I have anything I could leave as like a
Okay.
hi. This happened.
Oh wait, I can mend.
You're
I can
gone.
cast mending.
You're gone.
Yeah, we're gone.
You
Yeah.
like,
left before you thought about fixing it.
if it's just a torch mark, like, just
We put
plate
another plate over
over.
top of it.
Throgyn, what the
Big and
fuck? Okay.
Big and Throgyn have the
Some-
same idea for this.
Yeah,
Endless.
sometimes you just need to run.
You deserve all the bad shit that's gonna happen to you here.
Fig, tell me more about the shitty roommate you had back in undergrad.
He's the landlord, not the roommate.
Landlord, shitty landlord.
I mean,
The landlord
if
was
it's
the
the
roommate.
landlord,
That's why they
No,
were so
okay.
shitty.
No, I'm not gonna let you leave. I want to cast hold person on Throgyn if I can.
Okay.
It's already being held.
I can be held by multiple people. Like-
No, but then they can't like try and be.
If you want, I can try to cast mend.
I'll allow it. I'll say that Cam
Okay.
managed to keep you both in the room. Ooh.
it's before we got out the like hallway
Yeah.
roof mouth thing.
I touch it. I hope that made it. I hope that did it. I don't know.
Yeah, so you mend the table.
Can I also try to mend the plate?
Yeah, sure.
Or is that just
Yeah, you can also
okay?
mend the
Wonderful. I've done the two things. Now I run out of there with Fig.
Oh, you
Cross the
fucking
thing off my
bastard!
list.
Throgyn's gonna get so much karma.
I fixed it. I fixed it.
I
You
know
will
gold
not have an
doesn't matter.
incidentals charge on your credit card.
I know gold doesn't matter that much, but I am gonna leave just a gold piece on the magically fixed plate, because magically fixed plates are still worse than just unbroken plate.
This is true.
Whoops.
You leave that, and you are all able to leave as you wish. So, what is your goal? What is your plan? Tell me what you do.
I mean,
Are they still inside the casino? Or are they
Do you
outside
want
they
to
now?
be?
were in. We were in like the doorway, and like, I'm not. I don't want to be on the street quite yet, but So, Cam, you have your directions? Is that for going there next? Yeah.
Well, that's where your type of knowledge could be found, and I figured that would be the most useful kind of knowledge for the group. And if that doesn't work,
Yeah.
we can always bother Grandad again about like the mistress.
I concur.
Now that you've said that name while you're in a public area.
We're
Yeah.
still okay. Fair.
Public enough.
Mm-hmm.
you actually, I think all 4 of you here are going to be sensitive to magic enough to pick up on this. You all feel almost like a hand. Very long fingers, very delicate fingers, very long stiletto nails. Just sort
Yeah,
of
don't
like
judge me.
pull over your shoulder, almost as like a, well, hey there, handsome.
Not
Throgyn
interested.
grabs back.
You guys going to do druid craft to try and get the kelp to just lace the fingers in?
Throgyn, you feel a little bit of a squeeze when you put your hand on top. Yuka, you feel like a, ew, and then the hand just rolls away.
I just try to like shake it off like I've got like, I don't know, a buzzing fly on my shoulder.
It goes away from Cam as well. Throgyn, you feel on your shoulder as your hand is just sort of there after you have that little squeeze. Underneath the palm of your hand, you feel a little business card. It's a gorgeous, sultry pink. Almost like Barbie doll. Like baby pink.
Oh my god.
With black back and black lettering, it just says the mistress.
Guys, I think I got us an invitation.
One kiss away.
I suppose
God, why so sappy?
it's probably closer than the library.
Hey, whatever you want. I'm just here to make sure you guys don't get your souls sold away by yourselves.
Yeah, I'm
like
just
Throgyn being
thinking.
impulsive.
I have learned my lesson. If you
Like
guys
4
don't want to go
times
here,
since you've entered. Anything gonna stick, you think?
eventually.
Oh my god.
We can go to the Owl Library if you want. I don't
No,
think this doesn't have a time on it, so I think we can go there anytime.
yeah, but okay, I suppose wild rules that could just probably get through other doorways. But like, if we try to take the path there and back, that's a lot more complicated than just going there. You know? So if Cam, you said like she owns the block, probably her office is somewhere around here. Does the card say?
Means nothing, but given this interaction just now, it's
Mhm.
Can I actually read what's on the card, or is
It
that
just
not
says
possible for me
the
to read?
mistress. You can read it, Throgyn. It just says the
Okay.
mistress. A single kiss away.
Okay.
I mean,
I think I need to kiss the card.
Okay, that means it's magical invitation, which means we could go to the
I
library
do have to
first.
be honest, I
You-
haven't kissed anything or anyone since I got a beak.
He doesn't have
Uh,
lips.
She doesn't have lips.
so I'm gonna try my best.
You don't have to do that right now though. You don't even know what questions we'd ask her.
Throgyn, are you kissing the card?
No, I'm waiting. I have learned my lesson. Cam is unhappy with me, and that saddens me. So now I'm waiting for group decisions. I'm sorry, Cam. Am I allowed to say that in Feywild?
to me, it's fine. You just owe me a debt. Because apparently you've wronged me now.
Okay.
My.
It's
Oh, how Yuka longs for the only rule of tooth and claw.
okay, guys. I
Only
have
rules
something
are-
I think I can. I have something I can trade the owl the Owl Library. So, I DM, do you know what's still in my bag?
I think I do know what's still in your bag. Yeah.
Is it the book
What?
we're not allowed to touch?
Not that one.
There's another book?
There's another book. I think Sunny K knows.
I see what you're putting down. Okay.
See, if you wanted to ask the
Oh!
yes or no, if you wanted to ask the yes or no question, will the answers we seek be found in the library? Yes or no?
That's it's
I
not
would
Is
not
it the
disagree with that
manuscript of
move.
rating.
what's his name?
Yeah. So I think we've got a way to gain knowledge from the library at this moment. I don't know if we're up for trades with the person who delivered that business card quite as of yet. So that's one. I point toward a direction because I don't know.
Are they pointing towards Main Street?
Then, well, if you
So
guys
I
are
roll to
going-
see if I'm pointing
Is
towards
Fig
Main
pointing
Street.
towards Main Street or not?
Fig, you are not pointing towards Main Street. You are absolutely not
Okay.
pointing towards Main Street. You are pointing towards like the restaurant.
But I have a plan of action there. I don't have a plan of action there, and I point to the business card.
Makes sense.
Cam, if you do you want, I mean, I writ down what your grandpa said, but you got it too. If you want to take the lead, please.
Yeah, sure. Be careful with pleases. And I
Oh, right,
guess
right.
at Yuka refusing to say anything for fear of misspeaking and Throgyn being chastised. I'm just gonna like make another conga line. Or just
Conga line made.
Yuka simply has nothing to say.
What you guys are going to do then is you guys are going to start heading, following Jim's directions towards the Owl's library, the Lost Library, as Fig knows it. You are able to follow all of the steps. What we will do is I'm going to have you roll a d4, Cam, since you are leading. Actually, no, I want you to roll me a survival check.
Can I even survival? Have I survived before?
I don't know, Abby.
Fig is also trying to like follow the instructions he wrote down, but
You may
I don't
have
know if that'll
advantage.
help or not.
Or you both
What?
may roll once. Both are valid.
Well, I rolled with advantage and I have a 20 and a something less than that.
With a 20, you will get there without any incidences. You do see Stan. So you go twice around the tree. But you were able to get into Twilight Forest without much issue. Here is where we are going to take our break for the evening. We will be back in just about 10 minutes. That will be 7:48-ish Amsterdam time, or I think 12:48-ish
Yep.
Central time. So take a water, take a bathroom break. Be back pretty soon to continue our lovely Feywild adventure. Break time. I think we are back. So, welcome back after our short little break. Our lovely adventurers are going to keep on heading out in towards the Owl family's territory. The Owl family's turf, maybe I should say. And very specifically, they have entered the Twilight Forest. Now, this is a place that, at the end of the instructions, is quiet. Almost frighteningly so, after what you experienced earlier in the day. There are no crickets. There are no buzzing bugs. There's no wind to rustle the foliage, and Yuka, the trees and plants themselves are silent as well.
Well, that's a welcome change.
You all come upon a fence and a gate. It is simply one very rough, made out of twigs, panel of fence with a single plate of written Sylvan strung between it and a second one. Now, this plate of Sylvan, to the two of you who can read it, says, "Welcome to the Library of 1001 Things." Enter, if you wish. Sunny K, do you have thoughts?
Do we see any fox assistants running around?
Not yet.
Is it half the fuck underground?
You see no building. You see no building.
Interesting.
You think I didn't already know this? Okay.
He's already commented on this, yeah.
I was like, there ain't no way. There ain't no way he's gonna rip it one for one. Like when he mentioned that there's a Feywild library, I was like, no, he's gonna do something else with it. No, he didn't. He did. That's what I get for giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Yet.
I don't need to. You said 1001.
Oh.
Which is close, but not quite.
It's close, but not quite, yeah.
Close, but not quite. Also, the whole owl thing.
I mean, that's more than just this library, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's owls in general.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna put a long-legged owl in here if you're not careful, Sunny K. A little crown.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways.
Well,
I will
It's
not be
gonna
doing
hurt
this.
you more than it hurts
I know, I
me.
will not be doing.
Inviting that crowd to the stream, I see.
Well,
yeah,
enter
Cam,
if you wish.
Cam wishes for things, therefore they wish, so they walk in.
Cam, you step through the sign, and everyone else sees Cam vanish.
Great. I'm trying not to lose our guide, and I walk forward.
You've lost your guy.
Follow.
Yuka will do so with a hand on Fig's shoulder.
And we immediately fall to our
I
death
rush
again,
after
like the
them.
last-
I am done disappointing Cam.
Throgyn, you walk in, and Throgyn vanishes. Yuka, if you walk in, Yuka vanishes.
Yep,
Walks in with
I-
Fig.
Yuka walks in with Fig, yeah.
You both walk in, and you both vanish.
Okay.
All four of you are standing in an old timber built. Whole trees make up the corners and the pillars that keep this place standing. You see hanging from small braziers that are very high on these pillars and on these walls. Green flames glowing as if copper is in their fuel. The ceilings themselves are tall, easily 2.5 times, maybe 3 times your height. Built for creatures thin and wiry. you see a desk in front of you. Across an atrium where the floor has a pattern mosaicked into various woods, specifically one brighter wood comes together to form a star. Very bright points shooting out. You see the creature at the table, befitting the space, tall, lanky, looks up at you with a head, very round, but very long neck, almost as if it flows into the rest of the body, covered in brownish feathers, glistening in this green light. Looks down at you, pulls its head to the side slightly, and after observing for a moment, in common, asks, "Who are you?"
We don't have a
I'm-
group name. We need a group name.
I'm
Hi,
one.
you can call me Cam. I've been told you have a lot of knowledge and I would like to open a library card for me and my friends.
Certainly. I will get you the files for a group card. And Cam, as you address this owl at the desk, this desk is easily taller than you. You feel dwarfed like the first time that you walked into your dad's local library, with all of the possibility and knowledge. And you're handed a paper. You see that it's 3 papers stapled together. The first page says group library card application. And then you see that it has a place to fill out up to 5 names. It asks for a single date of birth from one of you, along with just some really general stuff. Like it wants an address that you can receive mail at. It wants to know what plane you're from. It wants to know whether you are the age of majority, from where you are from the race you are from, etc. And then on the second page, big, as you are reading this is printed in common. You see that it says, "What knowledge would you like to donate to our library?"
Yep.
I just
Yeah.
hand that page to Fig because Fig is the one with the knowledge.
Mm-hmm. If the but do I ask and then forgiveness or permission? Forgiveness or permission?
Permission.
I ask if the creature at the front desk is still there. Are there any guidelines on what knowledge is preferred to be donated, and in what form?
We ask it as knowledge, young one, that the library does not possess. The form does not matter.
Will the knowledge be taken from the person donating it?
Oh, certainly not. No, we strive for the sharing of knowledge here. It would not do to take it from you.
My thanks for the clarification.
I understand why you asked for it. My thanks for giving it. And Fig, you feel somewhere on your collar, one of those small lines starts tugging.
I was doing so good. Then we got to a library.
Fig.
What a sentence.
Fig.
Mhm.
Do you have charcoal and a piece of paper or parchment?
I've got some extra writing supplies. I use more ink than charcoal, but Here you go.
Yuka is going to take the blank parchment and is going to take the bones and stones she uses for divination and take charcoal etchings, like rubbings of the carvings, because that's not like secret knowledge. It's just not taught very often, and there's not written resources on it. She like learned it from spirits. And is going to make like the first written etching and translation of what all of the runes mean, roll it up, and offer it as knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
You see from behind the desk one long limb from about the elbow down is unfeathered. This stark, almost desaturated yellow comes long spindly talons, very gingerly takes it from your hand, Yuka.
She's going to make sure that the part of the paper that is grabbed was not like touched by her hand.
That's fair. Very gingerly grabs it. And you watch as this creature reaches up, 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 and into the brazier with one of these green flames drops the parchment. And you watch as it flares and then dies a little bit before floating, before growing back to its original strength. There were translations there. You have paid your toll. We are grateful for what you have given to the library. Please access our collection at your leisure. We only ask that you do not destroy anything.
Your terms and conditions are heard.
Should you require assistance, many of my brethren are inside. Feel free to ask.
We will bear this in mind.
Oh, and one last thing. Be quiet.
Would you say whispering is allowed?
Yes, whispering is allowed.
I've been kicked out for whispering from a different library. I thought I'd ask.
Wait, which library? Perchance?
Oh, I don't know the name of it. It was. I mean, I was a kid, so I may have been whispering surprisingly loudly. But
Material plane.
yeah, no, material plane. There.
Garuk? Southern Garuk?
I would have to look at a map, and I'm gonna just quickly go to the world map. It's a small library, like one of the smaller town that villages even surrounding Ironcliff.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do believe. Was it not Erudition? The branch library of the Ironcliff University. Quite a large children's section. Despise children for some reason.
That was probably the one. But
It is a
just rings
shame.
loud.
We will need to discuss our agreements with them.
Sorry, I was just thinking that maybe there was like a list of people who had been like kicked out of library.
There definitely is. There definitely is, Fig. Don't get on that list.
Fig
Yeah,
wants receipts.
Fig could ask for the receipts. They're public knowledge.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, like,
Good.
if you would have asked for the receipts, Cam was not like a 4-year-old that was just too enthusiastic about the book. They were like 12 and definitely knew better.
Anyways, you four have been given free access to the library, and you see as these massive doors, previously with a slight green shimmer against them, carved in these images of, again, these very tall owl-like creatures, one of them holding a hand up with that star, again, carved into its hand in a different wood color, and the other hand sort of near its chest holding an open book. These doors become transparent and then vanish away from in front of you.
Fig will legitimately go see if they have an index catalog.
Big, almost as if you begin to think of that, you realize that with a little bit of thought, you can identify the exact section of every type of book you could ever think of. It's not knowledge
Pigs
that
in
is
love.
conscious to you, but rather the moment you think, I should look at the history of moss, you immediately know, oh, it's floor 7, subsection 3, aisle 21, row B, books 38,521 to 39,647.
Why so many books on moss?
There's a lot of different
No.
types. There's a lot.
Yuka smiles.
Yuka likes them all.
Cam,
They taste
Ah.
good.
Mhm.
I know myself fairly well. I'm guessing you're going to have the shortest span for being here. I need you to get me out once, like, say maybe you've been bored like 3 times, and then come find me and drag me out.
I wasn't planning on leaving your side, but I'll give you 5 times until I'm.
Okay. 'Cause
That's still
I'm-
like half an hour at most.
Cam,
Yeah,
it's so
that's-
quiet here. Cam, it is frustratingly quiet here.
Mhm.
It's so boring.
I take out my watch that I had been timing Throgyn on.
It's
Been like
And I'm like,
4 hours by your watch and Throgan's fine. Your hangover is gone, Throgan.
yep.
Nice.
I check it, and now the timer's for me. It's like my mind's going like dragons, wall, barrier, and I'm like getting like different shelves of books in my brain just
They're
all
being
at
beamed
once, and I'm
into
like,
your
wait,
brain.
no.
You will
no,
see one thing.
no,
You
I-
will see one thing, Vic.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about dragons,
Mm-hmm.
you notice that there is a gap of books. You get a number, and I'm not going to say the whole number out loud, but I'm going to reduce it to like 1 to 100. You see that it's like books 1 through 37, 42 to 100. And that is the first topic in which there has been a gap in the filings.
Mm-hmm.
okay. So
Makes sense.
sickness
Yep. Yep,
for
yep.
making people forget shit. Sickness.
Cam,
Big
you get
focus.
you get the section in your brain.
Great. I'm gonna take a fig, and we're gonna head that way. I'm assuming the other ones have legs that can follow.
Could
Yes.
I would like to.
Could I do something else?
Absolutely.
You
Make
could.
a
wanna
party in
find
the
out-
library.
I want to know how to make wings.
You also get a section in your brain, Brogan.
Oh, I'm so concerned that Throgan's gonna be very excited only to learn that you have been transformed into Kenku, so you know get no wing.
You don't get no wing.
It's built in.
It's built in penguin mode.
You're looking. Those are your arms, buddy. You're looking at them.
I'm an artificer. I can build wings. I can make them.
Da Vinci wings.
Da Vinci wings.
Da Vinci wings.
Who's Da Vinci?
I
Da
am the
Vinci?
brother.
Sorry.
I
This is how
hate
you can tell that we are siblings.
I hate us so much. Oh.
Oh. So, Brogan, you're gonna go off to wing section. I'll be there in a second. Cam and Fig, you're gonna go off to disease that makes you forget things section. Yuka?
Yuka is very specifically going to look into Tragedian and spirits that are reminiscent of Tragedian to try and figure out more about what their whole deal is.
Great. What is going to
Yeah,
happen? Oh, yeah, go
I
on.
will say I was also going to be like yeah, Fig's like because if there's a name that specific, that would be like the one that like Cam might be dragging him toward illness, but that is what Fig is thinking of.
Okay, so what is going to happen is you all begin to walk down one of these massive hallways. And as you step through, you notice that the walls are open. They have banisters, and you are looking over this forest. This forest that stretches for miles of trees, Yuka, so tall they must be ancient. You are above the canopy. You stare out and you see stars and nebulae in the sky around you. You keep walking. And Throgyn is the first to turn. He takes some stairs downwards that the rest of you don't take. Everything is open here, and these green flames are everywhere. Continuing on, the three of you walk up a few staircases, across a few banisters. You see some lovely areas with these gorgeous dark wood tables. Everything has these carvings inlaid in it of either eyes or, again, this very geometric looking star. Pages, quills, writing. But when you see the writing, it immediately shifts into something that you are able to read. And it all appears to be prose and poetry. Prose of the founding of the library, of seeking the knowledge that is forbidden, that is the end of all things. Prose of sharing, for what is knowledge if it is hoarded? You see chairs of all shapes and sizes, things made for humanoids, things made for creatures with 4 legs, for animals, for large creatures that tower over you, and for creatures as small as a flea. All are welcome. You see creatures occasionally in these chairs, well cared for, some with a cup of tea. As you keep walking, Yuka,
Sorry, Fig is really icked out at the cups of tea.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
He's like, huh?
But what if it stains?
These are all wood. These are
wood.
There are saucers and coasters, Fig.
I know,
There-
but still.
There are saucers and coasters, Fig. And I must remind you, you are in someone else's home. I would be not so quick as to throw judgment.
I will say,
Or I have precision.
for my own sake, you can speak at normal volume. I will assume you are whispering because I cannot hear you.
That's, yeah, fair. We are,
Um,
here, quote over everybody, we're whispering.
big block letters. They are whispering.
I would be not so quick to throw judgment at someone in whose house you happen to stand.
Yep, right. Yep, sorry. Magic, library, different things happen.
And I would advise as well, you be careful what you say. Shall I keep a
Big is
tally?
now Italian.
I understand.
She takes out a clean rib bone and just with a very sharp nail goes.
I understand. I'm sorry, it's been very in my life. You always say both those words to anyone working in the library. I'm sorry. It will not happen.
So, Yuka, you are the next one to peel off. You go into a section down the aisles, tracing your finger through the air along these books. Eventually, you come to a space where you know your book is. Pulling a ladder on wheels over, you were able to climb up and see the book section you've been sent to.
Can she skitter up the shelves instead?
You are also allowed to spider climb up the shelves, yes. Never mind. You see the ladder and you go, no.
Dangerous. I know what I'll do instead.
You watch as an owl, Yuka, turns the corner, like 3 books in hand, and just, you're like eye level with it at this point, and it just looks at you.
I think she turns her head with a flexibility that an owl is not expecting to be much like its own.
Just looks at you and it goes, may I have the book that your right hand is on? I appreciate it, small one. I hope you find what you are looking for. And walks off. Yuka, I need to stress, this owl, you are as big as its face. Surprisingly, nothing shakes and no sound is made as it is walking.
Those who spirits are. She's done fertility rituals before.
That's fair, that's fair, that's fair. You find the books you were looking for. You see a few books, and you have the distinct sense that you will be able to take one. One book, looking at it, appears to be a play. Opening up the front cover, it is written in this. It has a character list first.
Point of order.
Yes.
Before she opens anything, does she get the distinct set of knowledge that she will only be able to open one of these?
No.
Or that she will only be able to read one of these?
No, it is more of a you will only be able to grab one of these to actually sit down and read it, because that is going to take time.
Okay.
You could skim as many as you want, you can open as many as you want. It is more of a, for my sake as a DM, because the party is split right now, I'm going to give you one book.
Let's look at the dramatis personae.
You look at the dramatis personae and you see that it is pretty standard, all things considered. There is a farmer, there is a king, there is a poet, a soldier. There is
I hate you.
a tavern keeper. There is an adventurer. There is a disgraced demigod. And there is a tragedian. It appears to be a play. You can tell that the tragedian is not the main character of the play, though it will take a more than backseat role for you to read it. The second book you see is A Wizard's Ravings. It is a wizard named Gresnark. This wizard, a gnome from back before it was called such, has a collection of personal memoirs, very clearly left here by Gresnark himself. And some of them, you can tell, will have encounters with this being. It will be a first-hand account of the things this being can do. The third that you see is a book laid in black, laid in gray, laid in purple, laid in white. The edges of the pages are gilt. They shimmer slightly as you pick it up and as you flip to a dedications page. To those who most need it. Answers. Those are the 3 books you see.
What's the name of the play?
The name of the play is called An Origin.
Is there an author listed?
There is no author listed.
Okay. So we don't know who the playwright is, but we do know it's called An Origin. And Yuka will remember that as she grabs To Those Who Need It Most.
Understood. Cam and Fig. You, realizing you have lost 2 of your compatriots, turn down a set of books. As you step out of the hallway, you realize that you are now on a walkway on top of some of the bookshelves themselves. More bookshelves suspended from the ceiling around getting to the section on diseases, illnesses, and other maladies. It takes you a while to reduce it down to memory malady, and then to potentially magical, and then to the very specific symptomology that you have followed. You see a few books in front of you. Like Yuka, you will both have the option to pick a book. That is one book together, not one book each. You see one book is a book written by one Basil Vita.
I hate him. Oh my god.
It is a symptomography of a disease, as created by a literature review from Baratar and Iron.
Can I
Yeah.
This,
can I see the date on that, please?
yeah.
The date on that is a single day prior to when you left the material.
Oh.
However, there is an addendum for 3.5 months after you left.
Christ.
Yeah, Cam's just gonna see the name like, that sounds familiar, and then immediately get bored again.
That's one. We've got one, folks. The second book you see.
I'm assuming that Cam's just got like a bit of pocket clay that they're just sculpting with, like as a fidget, to
Absolutely.
stretch out the time between insane boredom and insane boredom to give Fig as much time as possible.
Absolutely. The second book you see is a memoir of a nurse. This is a person. Oh, excuse me. This is a person that was working in Ironcliffe at the time of lockdown. And just from a quick skim, you are able to notice that it is going to detail working on a ward of the infected. It will have first-hand accounts of what they have seen there, both from the illness but also from the response. You see that it was published 462 years in the future. A third book you see. Yes, Fig.
So, is it about this time period and just published that far in the future, or is it about 462 years in the future?
It is about the time period you left from. It was published 462 years in the future.
Okay.
The dedications page specifically, or like the foreword, says that it is a publishing of the. It is a publishing by a child of their mother's memoirs.
Mm-hmm.
A third book you find. And this book that you find is strange. It's black and almost tarry as you touch it, as if your fingers sink in ever so slightly. And pulling it out, Fig, you
Nope.
see. No pulling it out?
I'm carrying the other sort of disease, sort of magic items, so, and
You can get Cam to put it out. Cam's not at all paying attention. Say, could you grab that book for me? They'll totally grab that book for you.
Cam,
Mm-hmm.
can you monitor if I go blank and forget everything that I know?
But we need your brain.
Yeah, but this book sort of reminds me of the
What book?
cables.
Oh, well, I see the book. I've grabbed this thing before. I've held like a tragedy in hand before. I'll just grab it before Fig can, because that sounds like a way smarter idea.
You, again, your fingers sink ever so slightly into this book. It's not trying to take you in. It's not trying to steal your shape changeability, nothing like that. It's just a bit squishy, and that's a bit weird for a book.
Mhm.
You notice, both of you, as Cam pulls it out, that on the
Yep.
cover there is a rose. Fig, it seems familiar.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Is there a book you two wish to choose?
I will say, party, if you'd like to confer in the astral plane that we are currently
Yeah,
in.
ghost chat. I'm aware of ghost chat.
I'm leaning toward it's like I like the memoir of the nurse because then maybe there's an end to it, even though vassals would actually probably be more accurate to the time that
Would
they're in, but it might not. It not well,
would
like
it though? It's
I would
valid.
understand its language more than like a child reading a mother's diary about how many other years in the past that
Fig,
might
I will
be.
specify. Fig, I will specify to you because you would know this as
Mhm.
somebody who's looking at this book.
Yep.
It is an adult child publishing their like deceased mother's writings. It has only
Yeah.
been edited for reading. It was edited by an adult. It
Mhm.
is
Yeah.
imagine something more along the lines of like, hey, this famous person just so happened to write about this thing that they lived through. I think this should be published.
Yeah. So I like that one for those reasons, and then vassals, like that would just give me more knowledge about right now, but I don't know if the 3.5 months addendum is actually enough time for anything to would be useful to us right now. I mean, it'd be good to like know what's happening, but it might not be good for knowing how to end or halt said illness. And then I just don't like squishy books. So
I agree. It sounds good.
so Fig would like the memoir.
Cam does not
Honey
care
K
and
looks
just
so
puts the book back.
unhappy. Honey K, you look so unhappy. You look like you're about to threaten me.
No,
Yeah, the shadow is very good.
I'm having fun.
Halloween.
What can I
Anyways,
say? It's my favorite time of year.
what book will you two be selecting? Or none of them. None of them is also a valid option.
No, I'd like to read the memoir of the nurse.
You take the memoir.
We don't
Yeah,
have to
Cam
settle.
puts the tar book back.
Throgyn. The tar book leaves no residue on your hands.
Great,
Throgyn.
love that.
You skip down a couple of flights of stairs, sort of hurry around. Your nails are making a little bit of a clicky clacky on the hardwood floor, but what are you gonna do? It's how you're walking. And
He's
you
walking
end
here.
up in a basement. Now, you're still able to see out of these large open balconies and banisters, but instead of being above the tree line, you are now inside it. It's a little bit cozier, a little bit closer. You notice the fire here burns almost a little bit brighter in its braziers. And you find a wonderland, Throgyn, filled with scrolls of parchment, books. You walk in and you see from the ceiling hangs a wooden construction of cotton and linen and this very lightweight wood that you could tell if you were to just toss it, give it a shove off the balcony, it would be able to glide for distances, for battlefields between cities. And just imagining if it were powered, it could fly forever. You see many things through it. What it boils down to as you take a look around is it appears flight could be achieved in 3 different ways. The first is biological. it would require physically crafting or grafting organic wings onto your body. The second is mechanical. It would involve creating something artificially, something wood, metal, cord, and cloth that you could wear and remove as you wish. That would grant you flight. Or it could be arcane. Spells, enchantments, giving you wings of ethereal energy, or something else, allowing you to keep them or dissipate them at will, but also remain flying. Which do you choose, if any?
First, I have a question.
Yeah.
As an artificer, I can push magic into my creations.
Yes, you can.
The mechanical way, is that purely mechanical, or is that mechanical with arcane magic into it?
The books that
Or
you
would
see
that be
here are purely mechanical. You are, as you were looking around, you are not going to see any working prototypes or any like blueprint prototypes that combine the two. It does not mean they do not exist. It does not mean it is not possible. It means it is not stored in this library.
okay? I think I would want the mechanical book so I can figure out how to put arcane magic into it myself.
You take a mechanical. You take you notice that there is a shelf with a whole bunch of like rolled parchments just sort of shoved inside of it. And as you're looking through, you sort of grab a handful and pull them out to head towards a table around you. Yuka, you have picked a book to whom it is needed. You sit down to read. As you open this book, you feel your surroundings fade away. It is not as if you are stuck here. It is not as if you are trapped mentally, physically, nor otherwise. Rather, it is as if the entire building around you is helping you to focus. At some point, you realize that sat next to you is a warm beverage. A milk made of rice with various spices inside of it. You read. And you read. And you read. You fall through time and space, Yuka, until you see yourself in front of you, looking down at yourself from above, very similar to when you've astral projected in the past, and yet somehow different. You're there and you're real. And yet the space that you're in now feels realer somehow. Sharper. Not brighter or more clear or anything like that, but just real. It presses in on you, it presses against your mind, fondles the folds of your brain, holds your hand like marrow. And then you feel a presence behind you, bright and real. Not white because it is the color, but white because it is everything. Every color, every light. And you feel it press against you, Yuka. Not aggressively, just present, like the Lady Verdant used to be when you were little, and she was the biggest thing you'd ever known. You feel a questioning pressing at the back of your skull, slipping under your cerebellum, into your hippocampus.
Ew.
My child, why are you here in the
Is it her? Or is it something that just seems like her?
It is not the Lady Verdant. It is something
Do
different.
Do I know who it is, or do I have an inkling of who it is, or
You
what it
can roll me
is?
a religion check.
Okay. I'm
As
gonna
we
laugh.
roll very little dice today.
I'm gonna laugh
I've
if
sort of
it's
been
the
forgetting
fucking
about that.
moon.
Mm.
Oh,
Please.
girl, what you doing here?
What you doing here? What you roll? What you roll?
Non-natural 20.
Whoa. Yuka, you do
Mhm.
not know who this is. You know they are speaking not in primordial, but in something old. Something more ancient.
Ooh.
Something more. Well, it's not known and it's not unknown. It is both. It is everything. Separate. Here. And also not. You know that whatever being this being is incredibly powerful. But you also know that it is looking at you as if it holds a lot of care for you. It is not aggressive. If anything, it is almost resentful. You feel mirth in it. You feel joy in it. You feel sadness and grief. And pressing against it just a little bit further, you feel not vindication, but the knowledge that it has to be mean sometimes, that it has to cause problems in order to right.
Is this life?
Do you ask this?
Can you repeat the question that was asked before when Yuka could just like
Why are you
feel
here,
the little
child in the outer?
I seek knowledge that I may take action.
I see. Well, knowledge is broad and is dangerous if you know everything. Is there something specific you wish for?
There are many things I wish for. But what I've come seeking is information regarding an illness and the arbiters of said illness.
I see. What I can do for you, my dearest Yuka. What I can do for you is I can provide the information you seek. Though you must know it will cost you. It is not a choice I wish to make, rather it is one that is necessary.
What will
You
it
know
cost?
balance, yes. It keeps it fed. It keeps this together.
What will it cost?
Nothing physical. Nothing from your world. What it costs is it costs you interacting with me. Which means that when you look back, everything will be as you see it now. Some people say that it is dull. Some people say that it is like walking in a dream and never waking. This has caused men to lose their minds and women to lose their hearts.
Speak to me your name that I may know what it is I am about to lose.
You are going to lose the illusion of control, Yuka.
Hmm. Very well.
And I'm going to
What
hold
will
it there.
end?
Oh,
Okay.
I'm going to hold it there because I think there's going to be a slightly better way to do this, which is I'm going to talk with you, Sunny K, sometime before our session in 2 weeks, and let you, Ose, ask me basically whatever you want about the tragedy. You will get that information. You will be able to exhume that in game as you wish. However, you are also going to get new restrictions on Yuka.
Boy,
Yuka.
this woman is like a protected species at this point. You cannot have the bones, you cannot have the pelt, you cannot interact, you cannot touch it, you cannot be within 50 feet.
Yuka, you speak with this woman for what feels like forever and no time at all. It is time for you to go now. You know how to find me.
Say that again, please.
It is time for you to go now. You know where to find me. Or you know how to find me, I think it was.
Yuka is going to, if the woman is touching her, is going to, because, you know, she initiated the touch, she's already, if something's gonna happen, I mean, it's already done. She's going to very gently squeeze her hand.
You feel Yuka as if you were being lowered on strings back towards your body. And then you reach the end of the book, and you may close it if you wish. Cam and Fig, you have taken the memoir. As you open it, you realize that it is written by one dwarf by the name of Feldspar Orabin Rogue. She was a nurse in training. Originally training to become an emergency medical technician. She ended up on the front lines of this pathogen in Ireland when it started. The book begins, like many things, not with a bang, but with a whimper. It speaks about how the first day she's on the ward, she's caring for a young lad by the name of Gingerbeard. He had a cough and a cold, and nothing much than that. It was a surprise she was called in the start. But she was known to have a strong constitution, therefore was sent to help. And then there was a second, a merchant from the top district, said that he saw some people disappear from in front of him. Some bandit bloke who looked to be up to no good just vanished from in front of him. He got sick, he got ill, same cough, and there were wires that she would trip over every now and again. After that, Dr. Hoscati, the general of the entire infectious response team, ended up in her ward, having forgotten her medical. She did not remember to wash her hands. She did not remember to take a temperature or properly count a heartbeat. She could not remember the name of her family. And as time went on, Dr. Hoscati continued to forget. She forgot everything. And nothing they did, no brain training, no memories, no notes, no showing her her old records, her old notes, her old papers helped. Until at the end of all of it, what was there lying in the ward could not read, could not speak common nor dwarvish. Very clearly could interact, could respond, but the learned knowledge was gone, could not be replaced. In the end, they communicated with carved stones. One for the chamber pot, one for meals, for drink, one for flowers showing outside, one for games. One day, Feldspar walked in, and they found the Hoscati was not in the room anymore. Rather, was sat there on the desk chair, coloring on blank paper that had been left days before. Was a being of ink, dripping on the floor. Thin, rail thin, wiry, with an ivory mask. No eye holes. When Feldspar walked in, it did not turn to look at her. Rather, simply got up. Got up, and in a single motion, bowed so deeply it melted through. Feldspar went back to the papers on the desk. There was nothing to make it a happy story. No note of a Hoscati that had regained clarity. No drawing of a child or of a lover. What was there was a curtain, drawn in ink, dark as crimson, made in blood. And there were 4 cutouts: a bird, a book, a sculpture, and a cat. All stood on this stage, lights shining, and a single bright, blistering pin light. And the audience watching. Feldspar never mentions if other people got sick. Feldspar mentions that other merchants had fallen ill, that at some point somebody came in saying that the forest had fallen sick. The plants no longer grew the way they were supposed to. The beasts, while still there, seemed anxious, seemed worried. The book mentions that Feldspar never fell ill. Feldspar never contracted the cough, nor did people from the mines. Whatever it was, it seemed to have spread very quickly through the merchants' district, but after that, transmission had slowed as if it wasn't jumping between people anymore. Feldspar considered herself lucky. Lucky that whatever curse had brought that illness to Ironcliff never met her. This is what you find in the memoirs. Throgyn. Or Cam, Fig. You close your book. Both of you again coming back to the library, as if you had stepped out of a tube.
Cam finished the whole book.
Fig,
Holy
you
shit.
notice that there is no drink next to you. Cam,
Mhm.
to your right, there is a tall glass of farmer's lemonade, just like your dad used to make.
Cam's just confused that they read a whole book, so they're not really considering that much the fact that you shouldn't drink things that you didn't explicitly ask for. They will just say, "I appreciate it," because they're not allowed to say thanks.
That's fair. Throgyn, you were down in the basement. In a basement. There's more than one. And you've spread out these parchments across a table, taken a large desk. You watch as you're walking around, a footstool seems to appear, such that you can reach the center of the table easily without having to lean over much, viewing all of these blueprints at once. You notice as you begin to work, you seem to filter out what is around you. Very little is there. And you begin tinkering and you hear a voice behind you. What are you working on, my dear lad?
Hello. A whisper. I'm whispering.
You're whispering. You're whispering.
Mhm.
Hello. I am trying to make myself a pair of wings.
I'm glad you stumbled upon my diagrams. I never did get
These
to
are
make them
yours.
myself. Yes, of course.
It's the Vinci.
Da Vink?
No, it's Da
Da
Vinci, my
Vink.
good boy.
Oh, no.
These are yours.
These are mine, yes.
Are only the mechanical ones yours, or did you also venture into the other ones?
No, just these mechanical ones that you're looking at here. I injured my wing ages ago as a child, you see, and I always wanted to fly like the others. Never got around to making
Incredible
one.
work. Can I see what kind of person this is?
As you turn around, you see that there's an Aarakocra stood behind you. He's dressed in clothing that you've only ever seen in textbooks. Easily a few hundred years old, possibly from before the war itself. You see that one of his wings is burned completely off. There is scar tissue where it pokes out from underneath the feathers. His gorgeous, sort of bluish gray down, contrasting with his iridescent chest. He coos. I would be honored if you were to make them.
I would love to. I would love to make them. I was actually thinking of putting some arcane magic into them. I don't know if you have any ideas on how that would best work with this design.
I must admit, I'm not much of an arcane myself, though. I do not see why it would not work. Throgyn, give me an arcana roll, if you will. I would be more than willing to look at it with you. Third 20, third 20, third 20, third 20.
Ah.
19.
19 is very good.
So close.
What about here? And he points to one of the joints, the top joint of the wing that would allow it to fully extend. This was always my sticking point. It was too much of a high-stress joint, so whenever I would try to extend it, it wouldn't be weight-bearing.
Mm-hmm.
And Throgyn, as
You
you're
never.
looking... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
Continue.
go ahead, please.
You never managed to get these working, or did you eventually go
No.
for something different?
Well, I tried for many, many years, but at some point you have a child, and it's more important to teach them how to fly.
Yeah. I would love to. I would love to meet up and to work on things like this together.
Oh, imagine that. I could say that I helped the dwarves learn how to fly.
You can
Did you
see
tell
that?
him?
Is it not obvious? You don't carry yourself like a bird.
And other people just call me Bird all the time.
It's a bit rude,
It's
isn't it?
yeah, it is a bit rude.
I will admit
Thank you
I
for
am not
noticing.
ready to leave this library yet.
I understand.
I have the distinct sense
This
that
is a
if I
wonderful
leave,
place.
time.
Uh-huh. I understand that. Where is the kid?
I hope that she is fine. I hope they are both fine. Last I checked, they were with them. Still in Skrikak. I know by now they are dead. It has been years, generations for us. But they had happy lives, which is the most I could have hoped for.
Why did you leave them?
I did not mean to. I had come here to start my work. I fell in here the first time. Desperately wanted to see what other people had made. I lost track of time, and when I finally looked up, 200 years had passed. Knowledge is a dangerous thing, dearest. It is good and it is important, but never let it blind you.
I appreciate the advice.
I appreciate someone to listen to in old birds' tales.
You were talking about a joint that needed
Yes. This one here.
strengthening.
This was the one that kept giving me issues. I tried to make a prototype here, but it was a little bit too noisy for our guests, so they politely asked I stop. Or our host, not our guests.
Do you think I could fix that with magic?
I don't see why not. You're the one with sparks in their
Wonderful.
eyes. And fingers. Good luck.
I appreciate it. Good luck. Here.
Thank you. I'll meet you on the moon next time.
I would like that.
Perfect. Throgyn, you start to come back to your body and you notice that you've rearranged the blueprints on the desk. At some point, a spice water had have shown up for you. Sweet, warming in the soul. And with it, you notice had come drafting supplies. See-through paper, a compass, straight edge. And when you come back to your body, you realize you have drafted a new blueprint. You're not sure if it will work, but it is a start.
Nice.
And that, my dear players, is where we are going to end for today. So,
Can I the last thing that Fig does is he'd like to check his watch again.
Fig, it has been 37 minutes. With that, I would like to thank all of my lovely, lovely players for joining me today. I had a lot of fun. I
We
hope
can
you
say
guys did
thank
as
you
well.
again.
I did say thank you. This has always been a service relationship.
Thank you too. I really like meeting that guy.
I'm very glad you enjoyed him. His name is Orville.
I really
Of course his
appreciate
name-
him.
Of course, his name is Orville.
Orville.
Orville
Person.
Kitty Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Only his friends call him Kitty Hawk.
This is a true piece of trivia for the audience about Valentine's and my mother. She loves transportation museums. If we're going to a new city, she will make us go to the museum about trains, planes, and automobiles. She lost her shit at the Smithsonian exhibit for the Bright Brothers.
Yep.
She's like, we have to have the flight museum. And this is, of course, right after like some incident of security at the Capitol building, way before the Capitol riot.
Oh my goodness, girl. Oh.
Like, we have to go. So, aside, that's free information. That's free information about our mother.
So, with that, you can start to narrow down who we are related to. No, you can't. No, but that is our session for the day. I hope that you enjoyed playing. I hope that our watchers enjoyed watching, and I hope that you are excited for next week. You succeeded in not making the owls angry. Congratulations.
I like to think we're fairly polite people.
Correct.
I
even though
don't know what I would have
saying
had
in
to do to
character,
make them
I
angry.
can't say thank you to the librarians, and I hate that.
I appreciate
No,
it. There
Fig,
you go.
on the other hand, you now have a connection back to the library.
Yeah, mhm.
This goes both ways.
Yes.
But yes, with that, this is a reminder that we will not have a session next week because I will not be here. We will have a session the week afterwards. At least I plan to have a session the week afterwards where we will continue our lovely Feywild adventures. First in the library, where maybe these guys will have a little bit of communication with each other. And then, I don't know, maybe they'll check out the mistress. Maybe they won't. I have no idea. That is up to my players.
Oh, we can check out the mistress.
I need to get the horny bat ready. I can already feel it.
Yeah, we went into the Feywilds, and that level raised like at least 5 times.
Well, yeah, you went to the city of sin. I don't know what you want. With that, I'm going to give my dearest Sunny K the chance to plug herself. Go on ahead.
Oh, stop. I am working on releasing new music. Hopefully it'll be out by the end of the month. It's likely going to be either thank you. It's either going to be a single or a group of 3 singles, all with the same theme, and that theme is boop. So word on that as I learn more, and if my technology and timeline decides to cooperate with me. Nothing is set in stone, nothing is promised. You get new music when you get new music, and you're not going to complain about it.
Ain't that the motto for this entire stream?
But that's heysunnyk.bandcamp.com. There's already one single available for sale and for streaming on there if you want to check it out. It'd be nice. It'd be cool. And there should also be some Garunk themed stuff out by the end of the year as well.
Ooh. For me?
For us.
For us.
For us.
With that, I don't believe the other 3 of you have anything to plug for your personal stuff. Don't even start with me.
A
Here,
small
I'll say
business
this
I would like to give a shout out to that we are not sponsored by.
How about you should go to your local library and you should say thank you to your librarians.
You should. This is
And
true.
you should love and appreciate them with all your heart.
PSA from
Also
Faye.
museums. Yes,
Also
museums are also cool. Especially go to transport museums.
This also goes for everywhere, but especially if you live inside the United States and parts of North America, please make sure, double check that you are registered to vote. There are certain districts, there are certain states that are hell-bent on purging as many people from voter registries as possible to make voting harder, because they know the vote that you have will count. And that scares the people who are desperate to keep power, who know they don't deserve it. So make sure that you check that you are registered to vote, and vote in not only your local elections, but also in the presidential election if you are an American and you are eligible to vote in 2024.
And if you are not an American, be kind. Be polite.
Also, Americans need to be kind.
Yeah, we know! We hear it every time we leave!
Yep.
Yes.
We leave it every time we're here! Another fun fact about when Valentine and I went on a vacation, they didn't believe that we were American citizens because
No,
we
they
were
did
too
not.
polite.
No, they did not.
How dare you?
Damn Canadians.
We went to
Oh.
Scotland and they were like, "You guys have to be from Australia, right?"
Oh. No, but what I mean by this is please be polite. A lot of Americans already know how bad the situation is, and hearing it over and over and hearing how done we are really doesn't help. Be polite. I say this as somebody who has heard it in the last month.
Yeah, there are also active campaigns to ensure that as many Americans are misinformed as possible, and they are taking advantage of the fact that the American education system is very weak and not actually meant
Yeah.
to educate in most places. It's not codified. So be kind, and if you are a peddler of misinformation yourself, shame on you. Stop what you're doing. I hate you, and stop it.
I
Anyways,
thought we were supposed to be kind.
that being said, we are still supposed to be kind. Be kind. All of that being said,
Go to youtube.com/Lise and the
Yeah.
Ko-fi and the Patreon and all the stuff and the things.
I was
If
about
it
to get
has
to
a
that
Lise
point.
in
Thank
it,
you,
it's
Rose.
probably them. Go support them, they're great.
Support
Hello.
Nalise on Ko-fi. Support Nalise on Patreon. Support Nalise TTRPG on YouTube. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go to twitch.tv/Nalise.
I recognize it's been a while since I last you post. I have raw footage. I have no time to edit. I'm working on it, people.
We want more.
I'm
We
working on it.
want
I'm
more.
working on it.
We
But yes.
want more.
With all of that said, I hope that you have had. With all of that said, I hope you have had a lovely evening. I hope you have had a lovely VOD if you are at the VOD. And I have a list of things my players have done in the Feywild. Yay!
It's our bucket list.
It's a bucket
Hey,
list.
I did not say that I drank this drink. I'm not drinking
I'm aware
unknown
that
drinks.
nobody drank this drink. I am aware that no person drank the drink that was given to them by the owls. I am aware.
Perfect. I want Cam to be proud of me again.
I'm not aware that you didn't drink the drink, so you're just gonna tell me. I'm gonna be like, yeah, sure.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
And look, Sunny K, no foxes.
I
Yes.
see one.
Yet.
I hope you have a lovely day, week, month, and time until your next game. So, I hope your games are good. I hope you're planning as well, and I hope you get to play again. Once more with family. See y'all.
Off Baratar, shining shores, fine sailing folk are we. The line between the sea and sky, our only boundary. On crashing waves and even tides, we'll navigate the sea. Steadfast our mission in our minds to keep these waters free.